Welcome back to the comments section. I'm Bret Cooper. I am very excited about this episode because it is actually very, very positive. Like, I have had a great time the last few days watching all of this news come out on my X feed, on TikTok. It seems like everybody is just pumped over the news that has come out in Argentina. So Argentina just elected their new, long-awaited right-wing president. His name is Javier Milei, and he is nicknamed the Madman, and he is quite a character. He got his start as a media personality, and he just recently joined politics. Sound familiar to anybody? Some people have already started to compare him to Trump, but I truly think that he is just amazing and different in his own right, and honestly, he might even be better than Trump. We're gonna dive into all of his wild antics and why people love him and hate him. So for a little bit of context for why people describe him as the madman and why he's being compared to Trump, here's a video that edited together some of his best moments during the campaign. But before I show you the video, the caption reads, "Meet Argentina's new president, Javier Milei. When he was growing up, kids called him the madman because of his energetic outbursts. At the age of 18, Milei, who was a soccer player, gave up the sport to pursue a career in economics. Milei started getting famous for debates on live television where he would hurl insults at his rivals along with his madman energy. After a 2018 incident where Milei called a journalist a donkey, a local court ordered a psychological exam after he refused to apologize for, quote, gender violence. Milei hates wokeism, hates socialism, hates the media, hates excessive government spending, hates the political elite, and loves his country. Legend." All right, here's the video. Prepare yourself, because it's wild. I don't know what's going on here, but I kind of love it. I do love this one for sure. This must be his version of the YMCA.
Afuera.
It's good.
Ministerio de Cultura. Afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible. Afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres y Género y Diversidad. Al zurdo de mierda no le podés dar ni un milímetro.
Pero ¿me podés definir zurdo de mierda que no
Todos
lo
los que,
entiendo?
digamos, los colectivistas.
La corrección política estúpida, donde básicamente, no, si ustedes no recitan el socialismo cool, si ustedes no son woke, entonces son violentos, son un peligro para la democracia. Vamos, muchachos, digamos con estas estupideces y en lugar de ser 140, vamos a hacer la Villa Miseria más grande del
He's so good. That last line especially, where he was like, who cares about all of this socio-culture, gender BS, all of your weird woke political ideologies, when our economy is tanking, when people can't afford to even live in our country, and you're concerned with that.
This is worthless.
It's less than worthless, my boy.
That should be the energy that we in our country have as well. But I think that we are also a little too concerned with the socio-political nonsense. Watching all of this unfold has really just made me wish that we also had a president that was calling out the woke BS in our society right now. But like I said at the beginning, this is very positive. I am very, very happy for Argentina because they have lacked a good leader like this for so long. Somebody commented and said, we need that kind of fire in this country. Another person said, what a polar opposite from the current president. Yes, exactly. Argentina has been plagued with skyrocketing inflation and basically economic ruin for years. And to be honest, Milei was literally their last chance. And I think that that's why a lot of people, took a leap of faith with him, the crazy option, and it's already paying off, I can tell you that. And my favorite part of the video that we just watched is when he's going down the whiteboard and he's ripping off all of the absolutely useless agencies, or ministries as they call them in Argentina, that much like in America, do nothing but spend our money, aid corruption, and promote progressivism, or as he calls it, cultural Marxism. And I wish that somebody would just slash those ministries and those agencies in our country. Maybe soon. Fingers crossed, 2024. We have hope. We do have hope. He has also gotten behind school choice in Argentina, which you guys know I love. He has promised to give families vouchers for them to use for their children's education, which is so good. He's also coming straight out and saying, yes, Argentina is broke. And we have no money, which is a concept that nobody in American government seems to understand, that we can admit that we are also in financial ruin, that we are broke, that we have no money, that we are in debt, but nobody wants to talk about that. We're going to redefine recession so we don't have to admit that we are literally broke. Now, as he's been talking about all of his economic ideas and what he's going to do to turn Argentina around, he was also asked what would happen with all the public works projects that have already been bidded on, that have already started. He simply said that the private sector would have to step in and finish them. If the public wants those things so badly, the private sector is going to have to step in because Argentina has no money to finish them. Here's a dubbed version of this comment so we can all hear it together.
What are you going to do with the public works that were already tendered?
We don't have money with which these works can be delivered to the private sector. Let the private sector finish them.
It's that simple. If the people want them, the people can create it. But the government is not going to spend that money because they literally do not have money. And then in that same interview, just like 30 seconds later, he also said that he would fire any person in the government who went over their budget. Imagine that. The government seems to be the only job where you can waste your employer's money, get them into crippling debt and financial ruin at the expense of your customers, and still get rewarded. Not just keep your job, but get promoted, probably, because that's how American politics works. But not in Argentina. Not anymore. And I seriously love them for that. Not only did he commit to slashing the current government's spend and rein in the government, but in terms of culture, as you saw in those videos, he is completely unapologetic in his anti-progressive values and his hatred of leftists, which again is something we could really use in America. After seeing so much tiptoeing around hot button issues for so long in this country, this is so refreshing because every politician other than him is afraid to say these things. Like, this is the energy we need to be bringing 24/7. And what's sad about this is that most Americans, especially in the damn GOP, they would probably say, oh, he's not presidential enough. He's too unconventional. He's so loud. Why is he saying those things? Kind of like what they said about Trump. We would benefit from everything he's doing. I'm seeing all of these people on Twitter saying, oh my God, he's so amazing. This is so fantastic. When push comes to shove, I genuinely don't know if Americans would have the same energy. I just don't. But that's the GOP. We often like to screw ourselves over, even though we would benefit from somebody with this attitude towards the world, like this.
¡Zurdos, hijos de puta, tiemblen! ¡La libertad avanza! ¡Viva la libertad, carajo! ¡Vamos!
Like, this is what we should be seeing on campaign stages. This is what we should be seeing at the debates. Not this, my high heels are my ammunition, Vivek. No, we need to see this. Hail freedom is what we should be seeing on American debate stages, not whatever we've been seeing recently. Somebody commented and said the US needs a president like this. Yes, literally, we do. Very, very soon. Somebody tweeted and said, hey, gringos, you've been asking who is the American Javier Milei. He was, and you wasted your opportunity by choosing a neocon. And here is sweet, wonderful Ron Paul. I mean, it really is embarrassing that in 2012, our parents picked Mitt Romney over Ron Paul.
The government can't make you a better person. It can't make you follow good habits. Why don't they put you on a diet? You're a little overweight. And I think you need better.
We were so close. But I do think that the modern American Milei would be some combination of Donald Trump and Thomas Massie, I think. Maybe a little bit of John Kennedy sprinkled in for the one-liners and the pizzazz. But I think that's the combination, and it would be absolutely unstoppable. He has the energy and the passion of Trump for sure, but the more libertarian side of Massie with a little, sassy with Massie if you follow him on Twitter. I think it's a great combination. Somebody commented and said, Trump will enjoy working with Javier in Argentina. I mean, yes. If Trump gets elected again, can you just imagine the videos that would come out of him and Javier? It would be fantastic. Not only would they make true political waves together, but the viral content. We are starved for good entertainment after spending the last 4 years watching a president be in cognitive decline. This is the kind of content that we need. This is what I want to be seeing on my Twitter feed. Biden, compared to him, is a snooze fest. Trump, he has already expressed his support for Javier Milei, which is not surprising whatsoever. He posted a congratulatory post on Truth right after the results came in. He said, congratulations to Javier Milei on a great race for president of Argentina. The whole world was watching. I am very proud of you. You will turn your country around and truly make Argentina great again. I love it. Oh, I got chills. It's so exciting. And while I know that Milei is much more libertarian than Trump and will hopefully be even more fiscally responsible than Trump, you guys know I love the man, but he did spend a lot of money. We have to be honest about that. Anyway, there are a lot of parallels between the two men in terms of their personalities and in terms of the responses from the public. For example, he has drawn massive crowds of people who are fed up with the leftist politics in Argentina. They're just turning out in insane numbers for his rallies. It's crazy. And it's incredibly impressive. This and what's going on in Spain right now, it is truly a white pill. It really, really is amazing. The only thing missing from this to compare it to a huge Trump rally is YMCA. The energy is absolutely there. And of course, just like with Trump, the leftists who hate him were literally crying when he got elected. Watch this video.
Político, social y económico.
It's the worst day of your life.
De la Argentina es responsabilidad del nuevo presidente, del presidente electo.
Solemn, so solemn. The tears really are music to my ears. Libs of TikTok said, same energy, literally. And it's all so stupid because while they have been busy crying about Javier Milei and whining about the fact that he called them libtards or whatever the Spanish equivalent is, their country is already getting back on track. He was just elected a few days ago and things are already looking up. And Wokeness posted this and said, Argentina's stock market is soaring after the election of Milei. Turns out socialism isn't great for the economy. Shocker. Somebody commented and said, who would have guessed that money starts flowing when competent leaders are in charge? Crazy. right? Just insane how that works. We should really learn from that, America. This is a learning opportunity. We should all really try to take this in. But all jokes aside, I really am so excited and very, very hopeful for Argentina, and I'm crossing my fingers that Milei proves to be the leader that he has promised everyone that he will be. I personally have good feelings about it because even though he is called the madman and is pretty wild and eclectic and unconventional, when you push all of that aside, he really does have some great articulate plans and points, ones that us common sense Americans can really get behind, just like this.
El Estado no crea riqueza, el Estado la destruye. El Estado no puede dar nada porque no produce nada. Y cuando lo quiere hacer, además lo hace mal.
The state produces nothing except debt. Is the only thing that I would add to that. The state creates corruption, it creates crippling debt, and that's about all. I mean, he summed that up so perfectly. The state can give you nothing because it produces nothing. And it's truly a perfect quote in my mind. And honestly, other than Ron Paul, I have never heard another modern politician say anything like this while they are running for higher office. And I just think it completely encompasses what is wrong with socialism and in general, just a big government approach. Now, in the same interview, he was asked to give some advice for Trump, for his campaign, but I think it's just something that all of us should hear and take to heart.
Me parece que si yo, desde mi pequeño lugar, lo único que podría decirle es que redoble los esfuerzos en la misma dirección de defender las ideas de la libertad y de no darle tregua ni un solo segundo a los socialistas.
Do not give them an inch. His win is proof that not compromising your values, not bending a knee to the establishment or being bought out to the establishment, even if people are slandering you and calling you crazy, is worth it and can be a winning strategy. His win is also proof that in the end, people can be willing to try something new, something unconventional and crazy that they might not have agreed with in the past in order to get out of corruption and financial ruin. So hopefully, Americans are just as smart in 2024.